Welcome. Yesterday, you offered kindness to the body that is home. Today, we ask something related and gentle. Today is about presence. Not presence as something others see in you. Presence as something you feel from the inside. The simple capacity to keep your attention here, in your own body, in your own center, even when the world pulls it outward. Something quieter than the word usually suggests. And, for many of us, far more useful. Many of us spend much of our lives with our attention leaked outward, scanning the faces of others for signs of approval or disapproval, anticipating what people need from us, managing how we are seen, monitoring the room. For many of us, this began as a way to stay safe. It was learned for good reason. Today, we are not asking you to give up that watchfulness in your life. We are only asking for these few minutes to call some of that attention back home, to gather what has been scattered, to stand for a while in your own center. Settle into the most comfortable position you can find. Seated upright is good for today's work, if your body is willing. There is something in this practice about being settled in your own weight. But lying down is also welcome. And when you're ready, let your eyes close. Three deep breaths to begin. Each one a small gathering. First breath. In through your nose, slow and full, into the whole body. And out through your mouth. A long, gentle release. Second breath. Even softer. Let the breath travel all the way down into the belly and out, letting the day's scanning, the day's watching, begin to soften. Third breath, the deepest, filling yourself with quiet. And exhale, settling into your own weight. your own center, this body, here, now. Good. Now let your breath find its own rhythm, the breath moving through you, faithful, not needing your management. Notice, if you can, where your attention is right now, without judging it, just noticing. Perhaps it is already here, in the body. Perhaps it is out ahead of you, in the day to come. Perhaps it is on the sounds around you, checking the room. Perhaps it is on me, this voice, wondering where this is going. Wherever it is, that is honest. Attention goes where it has learned to go. We are not going to force it anywhere. We are simply, gently, going to invite some of it home. Now we open 3 streams of energy, 3 pathways that connect you, in this moment, to the earth below and the light above. The same pathways you have practiced throughout this journey. They will run quietly underneath today's work. The first pathway, a grounding cord, descending from the base of your spine, whatever shape feels right today. A tree trunk, a column of light, a heavy warm rope, an anchor. Hollow inside, like an open tube. It moves down through the floor, through the earth, all the way to the warm core, and anchors there. This cord is for releasing any scattered, leaked, outward-leaning energy can slide down it into the earth, who receives it without judgment. The second pathway, earth energy, rising, From the warm core of the earth, a stream of light moves up through the layers of soil, through the floor, in through the soles of your feet. Whatever color it carries, green, gold, brown, or one all your own. It rises through your legs to the base of your spine. The third pathway, cosmic light, descending far above you, a soft luminous light. Today, this light has a steady, warm quality, the color of a quiet flame that does not flicker toward every draught in the room. It pours through the crown of your head, down through the back of your body, all the way down to the base of your spine, where the earth energy is waiting. The two streams meet at your root. They blend there. The blend begins to rise, slowly, up the front of your body, into the sacral chakra, just below the navel, the place of feeling, of flow. The energy gathers there for a breath. Up into the solar plexus chakra, above the navel, in the upper belly, the seat of warmth, of steadiness, of your own center. Today we will spend extended time here. This is where today's practice happens. The solar plexus is not a place of force. It is the place from which you can act, rather than only react. The warm center you can stand inside, rather than project outward. Let the energy gather there now, like a small steady flame, warming you from the inside. Up into the heart chakra, at the center of your chest, the place of love, of compassion. The energy spreads gently here, carrying the kindness of yesterday's practice. Up into the throat chakra, at the base of your throat, and here. Some of the energy splits, flowing down through your shoulders, your arms, all the way to your palms. The rest continues up, up into the third eye chakra, behind the brow, the place of clear seeing. The energy settles here. Up to the crown chakra, at the very top of your head. From here, the energy fountains out, cascading softly down all sides of you, through your aura, returning gently to the earth. A complete circuit, running on its own. You don't have to do anything, only allow. Let your awareness rest gently on the warm center in your upper belly, the solar plexus, the small steady flame. Now, without judging anything, notice where your attention naturally wants to travel. For many of us, attention has a habit. It reaches outward, away from the center, towards something else. The reaching is often so constant that we do not notice it. It feels like just how attention works. See if you can notice, right now, where yours tends to go. Not by searching hard, just by letting whatever is true become visible. And notice now if it feels true to you. When your attention reaches outward, you may sense something travel with it, as if a small thread of you runs out to the other person, to the imagined judgment, to the future moment. You may notice your own center feeling a little less occupied when this happens, a little more scattered. Or you may notice it differently. However it is for you is what we work with. This is not a flaw in you. For many of us, this outward reaching was learned in places where safety depended on reading others well, watching faces, anticipating moods, managing how we were seen. The reaching kept us safe. It was intelligent. It was protective. And it is also exhausting. To live with your attention always somewhere else is to never quite be where you are. Today, just for these minutes, we practice something different. Each time you notice a thread of attention reaching outward, you can let it return. Not by force, just by noticing and gently inviting it back to the warm center. Three small truths about what is happening here. Here, gathered, warm, again, even more slowly. Here, gathered, warm. Now we practice the gathering directly, gently, with no force at all. Bring your awareness back to the warm center in your upper belly, the small steady flame. Now imagine, if it helps, that your attention is something that can be called back. the way you might gently call something that has wandered. Not sharply, not with alarm, just a quiet, warm calling home. If your attention is on a person, someone you are worried about, someone whose approval you want, someone whose judgment you fear, notice the thread that runs from your center out to them. You do not have to cut the thread. You do not have to stop caring about them. You only let some of that attention travel back along the thread, home, to your own center. The warm flame grows a little steadier as it returns. If your attention is on the future, a conversation you are rehearsing, a task you are anticipating, an outcome you are managing, notice the thread that runs from your center out to that imagined moment. You do not have to solve the future. You do not have to stop preparing. You only let some of that attention come home, to here, to now, to the warm center, the one place that is always actually here, whenever you return to it. Each time attention leaves, and it will leave many times, this is not a failure. You simply notice and invite it back. The noticing is the practice. The returning is the practice, not the staying. No one stays gathered perfectly. The practice is the gentle, repeated calling home. And perhaps you can feel it now, a kind of gathering. Not you pulling others toward you, just your attention, no longer scattered in 100 directions, returning to its own center. The way iron returns to a magnet, gathered, home, whole. Now, with as much of your attention home as is comfortable, simply stand in your own center. Notice what it feels like to be here, not performing presence, not projecting anything, just gathered in your own warmth, in your own body, taking up exactly the space you take up. You do not have to be impressive. You do not have to be magnetic in the way the world means it. You do not have to manage how this moment is going. There is no one to manage it for. There is only you, here, gathered, warm. Notice, perhaps, that this gatheredness has a quality to it. Not loud, not performed. A kind of quiet steadiness. The felt sense of being someone who is actually here, rather than someone scattered across 100 elsewheres. Perhaps this is a presence worth knowing, not the one others see. The one you feel, from the inside, when your attention is home with you. And here is the quiet truth of it. You do not have to hold this. The moment this practice ends, your attention will scatter again, because life requires some of that scattering, and that is honest. The gathering is not a state you must maintain. It is a place you now know how to return to. You have found the way home to your own center. You can come back any time. That is enough. For now, just rest here, gathered, warm, here, for as long as the silence lasts. And now, gently, we begin to return. Notice the warm center in your upper belly. Notice how it feels now, compared to when we began. However it feels is honest. Nothing had to change for the practice to have happened. Deepen your breath. A little more air through the body. A little more energy moving through you in preparation for coming back. Begin to wiggle your fingers gently. Wiggle your toes. Feel your body, here, in its own weight, in its own center. If it feels right, you can rest a hand on your upper belly for a moment, over the warm center. A small acknowledgement of where you have been standing. And now repeat with me, softly. I am here. I am gathered. I stay with myself. Again. I am here. I am gathered. I stay with myself. One final time. I am here. I am gathered. I stay with myself. When you're ready, gently open your eyes. Welcome back. The world will ask for your attention again, and you will give it, because that is part of living. But you now know where your center is. You know the way home to it. Whenever you notice yourself scattered, in a difficult conversation, in a hard moment, in a day that pulls you in every direction, you can return. A breath, the warm center, here. Be gentle with yourself today. Gathering attention is a practice, not an achievement. You will scatter and return, again and again. That is the rhythm of it, for everyone. The returning is the whole of it. You already know how.